I'm going to talk in more detail today about who I am and what it is that I do. And I'm going to refer to my little tagline that I've come up with. You might have seen it on my Facebook page or other places. And what it says is helping internalizers heal from the effects of toxic parents and caregivers through somatics, attachment focused, and energy healing techniques. And for some people, they're going to light up and be like, that's what I'm looking for. And for other people, they're going to go, what? What does any of that mean? So, an internalizer is someone who takes the blame and responsibility for virtually everything in their life. So, let's say someone treats me badly. I go, what did I do? It must have been something I did to be treated badly. Maybe I even get injured or get sick and think there's obviously something that I did to do this, or maybe even to deserve it. Someone who's externalizing will always do the opposite of flipping it outwards and saying, this was their fault, this was their fault, this was their fault. Nothing is my fault. Now, obviously, we want to be able to do both of these things because sometimes it is their fault and sometimes there's something we did. We want to be able to see situations clearly, which means we need to have the ability to internalize and the ability to externalize. Most people end up much more heavy on one side, and internalizers are people that I can relate to because I was very much on that side of the spectrum. So I love working with them because I've walked and I am walking that path, healing from all of that type of stuff. So I feel that I can better help internalizers. And to be quite honest, externalizers don't usually come in for support because they're not thinking that they're part of the problem, right? The next part, toxic parents and caregivers. A lot of people might misunderstand or not know what that is. I use that to kind of summarize that your parents or caregivers, or maybe even people who aren't those things, older siblings, peers at school, that they somehow created relational trauma or wounding. And we've all experienced this. We've been bullied at school. We've not fit into the clique at school. We had a teacher who was like on a power trip all the time. We had, a parent who was emotionally neglectful. There's endless options here. And so I summarize that by saying toxic parents and caregivers. You don't have to diagnose your parents or anyone as toxic or abusive in order to heal and get help. That's not a requirement. I just use it because there is a lot of people who fit the label, and because I want to cut through the bullshit and just say things for what they are and not minimize the effects of abusive behavior, which is a tendency for a lot of people to do, especially survivors. So I'm calling it out, essentially. Somatics. What is somatics? We're working with the body with somatics. I'm bringing you into your body. And the way that I'm usually using it, I'm often referring and bringing you back. What are you noticing in your body as you talk about that? Or what are you noticing in your body as we do this together? What are you feeling? And that, again, can be emotions. It can be images. It can be even words that pop into your head. And what is the sensation? Does your chest feel light? Do you feel like a buzzing in your head? Do you feel like a twist in your gut? Did you suddenly break into a sweat? We're noticing those kinds of things ongoing and throughout sessions because massive healing happens here. And for me personally, it was when I started working or receiving somatic work that my healing went from being very, I guess I could say, small or slow to just taking off exponentially. My body wasn't really on board with the previous help that I'd gotten, and somatics allowed me to really have my body present. Attachment focused techniques. What is attachment? Attachment is how our nervous system attaches. And typically, we're talking about to other people. We all have an attachment system. We literally are born into this world. We need to attach to people and connect, and it's how we survive, really. And it's these days, it's maybe not the same as it was years ago, in that, if we're not fitting in, we'll die. But there's still that instinctual part of us that feels the need to belong and to fit in. And I would say virtually every human on the planet has experienced pain or a rupture or a wound at least once, probably many times, to this part of ourself. We learn that either I need to really like over attach or cling to people, or I need to push them away and not have any attachment at all, or I'm doing both because neither one feels safe and okay. And what we really want is to feel secure and safe as we connect to other people. And we want to have that ability to maybe step back or even turn off connection if we need to. And we want to have the ability to move closer, to have intimacy, to have that kind of safety with other people so that we're not feeling alone. That's quite an epidemic we see nowadays, that people can be with other people and still feel alone. That's something I've experienced in a lot of my life, really. So I could talk more about attachment, but that's just a tiny little overview. And then energy healing techniques. That can include all kinds of things, including things that fit into boxes, like craniosacral therapy, like Reiki, like sound healing, and stuff that I can't put into a box because it's more than words and it's too complex. And those are kind of the main frameworks that I use when I'm working.